Still looking for the easy road to success? You'll never find it, darling. This has been Jewel Game Changers, where we capture success from different perspectives. We delve into the minds of people with celebrated brands and careers who turn their dreams into reality and their ideas into lucrative empires. I'm your host, Sheyi Banigbe, and you're welcome to the show. I'll see you when I get back. Welcome back to the show, everyone. And yes, you're about to meet our game changer. I'm excited. She's a multi-award winning actress and filmmaker. She has produced several films, including Moms at War, Okafor's Law, and Wives on Strike. She won the prize for Best International Drama at the New York International Independent Film and Video Festival for the movie The Rivals, a film she co-produced. Welcome to the show with me, Omoni Oboli. Hi. The truth is, your intro has like loads and loads and loads of pages. I just had to stop there so we'll get into the interview. You are an achiever.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to be sitting here interviewing you.
Thank you.
You look good, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You too. I was just looking at your makeup.
Thank
so
you,
pretty.
thank you, thank you. Right, so I'll just get right into it. You know, reading up on you was interesting. You were raised by a single parent.
Yes.
Yes, and from what I've experienced in Nigeria, this single parenting thing can either be somewhat a blessing to some people, and for some it's a major disadvantage. Did it define your drive for success in any way?
It's a difficult question to answer. You know, I want to say no, but then again, I think it probably did. Growing up with one parent, you're thinking, I don't want to disappoint my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
True.
so everything you do in life, you always remember that your mom's working her butt off to get you to where you are. So, you know, you don't want to disappoint her. You don't want her to feel bad, because, she's working extra hard.
Yeah, so yes, you obviously use that to your advantage, some way, somehow. You probably don't know how much.
Yes, I think I did. I actually think I did.
You finished from the University of Benin with a 2-1. She's hot. Brains, guys, yeah. Yeah, did that in any way affect your approach to the labor market? What did it do for you?
So I didn't really do much in the general labor market. Mm-hmm. I pretty much worked for a couple of months my whole life. You know, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I just worked for a few months, and I realized very early that it wasn't for me. Okay. You know, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't want to work, so I didn't stay in the labor force for long at all.
And you never felt the pressure to keep the job for the security of the income?
Everyone feels that pressure, but you just have to decide what you want. You know, it's always better to. I don't know if better is the word. It's easier to have a steady income, you know. But if you know what you want, you just have to go for it.
If I was going to get into Nollywood today, say I decided to start acting, what would you advise as a recommended pathway, career, how to start, where to start from, where to go to? What would you?
If you were already in the labor force, like you were working somewhere, I would say save up a lot of money.
Okay,
before
why?
you quit. Because Rome was not built in a day.
Okay.
And very few people go from starting to here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's so few and far between, is almost non-existent. So you'd have to hear a lot of no's, have so many doors closing your face, and it's a tough journey. And it's not a journey you don't do it without money, pretty much.
So what about the fresh graduate that finishes from maybe creative arts and is like, yeah?
Well, I feel like it's sort of easier for those people because they're not used to any money yet.
Okay, so
you
no
know what
responsibilities.
I mean? So I wouldn't say no responsibility. Less responsibilities. Yeah. They're not used to earning money. So as a student, you're used to the struggle lifestyle. Mm-hmm, so you're just going to continue the struggle lifestyle after school, going into a profession that won't pay off immediately. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You stand out to us, and I'm sure to the Nigerian populace, because what amazes me is how you're able to juggle the producer. You're not just making movies, you're making a lot of blockbusters. And you are still featuring in so many movies that are not yours, so well. Personally, I don't know any other actor that is juggling both spaces as well as you are. How is that experience panning out for you? Because today, as someone's colleague, and the next
So
week,
you're
the person's
directing
boss.
them.
Yeah. How is that for you?
It's it's tough. You
Must
know,
be.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say it's easy. It's not easy. I'm the kind of person that I don't see obstacles. I really don't. I just something's you got to do something. You do it. You know, just find a way to do it. So for me, being on set with other actors as their colleague, you know, we're on set as colleagues. It's fine. We play, we laugh, we do whatever. The next day or the next week or the next month, I'm your director.
Paying your bill.
You've got to take directions from me. It's as easy as that.
So when you're on set, are you like straight faced?
Well, I guess it depends on how you meet me and where you meet me and when you meet me. I don't know. There's some days that are easy on set because I'm wearing so many hats. I'm directing, I'm producing, I'm acting in most
times,
or pretty much all of them. It can be a bit tasking. And there's some days that maybe everything is not coming together from the production side, right? And that can stress you out a little bit, you know. So you just want to get things done. Yeah. You're not really interested in playing and laughing at that point. And so sometimes you're running out of time and you just want to get things done. So
you get it done.
We're not playing. We're working right now. Nobody's smiling. Let's just do what we need to do, you know. But some days it's easy, you know. We can laugh, you know, eat something, you know.
How did they describe you on set when you're producing your movies? What did they say about you?
Would have to ask them.
Well, I'm sure you've gotten feedback. Come on.
Well, I guess what
kind
most
of
people
leader are
say. I guess what most people say is she doesn't stop until she gets what she wants. Yeah. So if
you
I
don't know
need
how
a
to take
particular,
no.
if I need a particular reaction, for instance, from an actor, or a particular face or whatever, if I don't get it, I'm not stopping. You know, and I find that I lead a lot by example, especially in my directing. If you're really not getting it by me explaining it to you, I automatically switch to an actor and I just
act it out. This is what I want.
Exactly, I just do it and show you. Like, dude, this is it.
Funding.
Do it exactly the way I'm saying.
Funding. You're not in a cheap industry. Like,
yeah, it's
making
always
movies
tough.
is capital intensive. How's that been for you, funding?
So I've been blessed. Let me put it that way. My first movie as a director and as a producer. Well, let me say second. First one was a co-production that you talked about, The Rivals with Blessing. You know, so we did that, and you know, we moved on. And then I decided I wanted to direct as well, not just produce. So I took a short course in New York Film Academy, digital filmmaking, and I started to talk about producing and directing my first film as a director. And I talked about it for 4 years. You know
Why that long?
Because of funding.
So how did you eventually amass the funds?
I woke up one day talking to someone about the movie, and he goes, "Oh, isn't that a movie you spoke to me about 4 years ago?" And I realized I'd been talking for 4 years. You know, you just never know. You're going on, you're acting in other people's films, life is moving on, and you just don't know you've been talking about one project for 4 years and you haven't done it. So I said, I'm going to do this film. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do this film. And I think it was that mindset of, I am ready to do this, any which way, was what just the universe aligned. And people I'd been speaking to, brands that I'd been speaking to for 4 years that kept saying, no, we don't have the whatever, suddenly started coming through. So we started the project. It was ridiculously big. I don't know who does a big project like that as their first film. It doesn't make sense. Thinking about it now, I should have just done a cute little film. I saved myself a lot of stress. But we shot in 3 states.
Wow.
So moving cast and crew, logistics and everything was a lot of money. So we started it. We didn't have all the money to complete it when we started. But I was like, I'm doing this film. Last, I would owe everybody at the end of the day.
I like that spirit.
We should just get this movie done somehow, you know. But as God will have it, at least 3 or 4 brands came through while we were shooting.
Wow.
And we finished the movie and we even had money for post-production.
Wow. Yeah. That's the power of consistency.
Yeah.
When we return, we'll be learning a whole lot more from Omoni. And she told me her secret recipe to look in this hot. We'll tell you guys when we get back. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the show, and yes, we're still speaking with Omoni Oboli. Don't forget to drop your questions, feedback, comments on our social media pages at the BWG Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So, Omoni, that recipe, you look too hot for, your age. Tell us. You were telling me about one special tea. So
It's not one thing that I do.
Well, from what I see, is a major thing to it. So tell us.
So, you told me about your
Yeah, I take a lot of
green tea with ginger.
Then
So I
told me
said
yours.
I have green tea with ginger as well, but I add apple cider vinegar and lime or lemon and some honey. That's
So you
it.
heard, guys. Green tea with ginger, apple cider vinegar, and lime or lemon. So people are taking notes right now. Yeah, because you look good.
Thank you.
Right. You took a break from Nollywood, about a 10-year break, to have kids, get married, and the likes. What would you advise a younger lady today to take such a long break for the sake of family and probably baby making, baby raising activities and all of that? What's your take? Would you advise her juggle, or would you say what, take all the time you want?
Okay, so there's really no one size fits all when it comes to things like this, family and relationships and stuff. Some relationships are fine with you juggling and but some of them you need time to build them. But for me, what happened was, it wasn't like I was taking time out to just build a relationship or build a family. I initially took the time out for school, so I had to complete my education. I didn't want to drop out. Everyone in Nollywood was dropping out then. It was actually kind of cool. I must admit I was a little tempted because it was cool. The money was okay. It was decent, and you got to meet so many people on set, and it was nice and flashy. But then I was in university in Benin, not in Lagos, and most of the jobs were happening in Lagos. And then school would start, and you're stuck in the middle of a production, and I didn't want to disappoint my mom, so I wanted to finish school. So I was actually first class material, but Nollywood dropped me.
Guys, first class.
But
Anyway.
Nollywood dropped me,
Okay, to
so
2-1.
yeah. So, but I had to decide if I wanted to stay with Nollywood or complete my education, and I chose to complete my education. So, but then right after uni, I got married.
Okay.
And then I had my first son, and then we left Nigeria. So it wasn't, the circumstances
There was
just
no way
didn't,
you could juggle
yeah,
it.
it just didn't make it possible to come back to Nollywood. So, I mean, some women would find it very easy to juggle raising a family and a career at the same time. If you can do it, go girl. I mean, I'm all for that, to be honest, because I feel like women are great multitaskers.
Yeah.
And we're stronger than we think. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would tilt towards saying do both. But then if you feel
The
like you have the
circumstance.
kind of family or circumstance that you need to dedicate time to, and you can afford to dedicate time to,
Yeah, I
go
like the
ahead and
word
do that.
afford.
Yes, not everyone can afford to dedicate time
True,
to.
very
family.
true,
Yeah.
very true. You had your directorial debut with being Mrs. Elliot. I think you're one of those lion-hearted people, and you went to premiere it in Aso Rock with the then president.
Big mind.
I love that. What were you seeking to achieve? What was on your mind when you said, you know what, we're going to premiere this thing in this presidential building? What were you thinking? And what did you seek to achieve? Because you're a businesswoman as well. What were you trying to achieve?
So I didn't make the movie thinking I was going to get a presidential screening. Not at all. I just wanted to do my first film. And then, big mind, we did a big project. And then it turned out so big that I felt, who's the one person that would watch this film? As a child, you do something really good. You want to show it to your parents. So you can get a pat on the back, like, oh, well done, my daughter, you did well. So I was like, who's the one person that would watch this and give a pat on the back or a recommendation, and it will make it bigger than it is? And why not the president of the country?
I don't think anybody else had done that before.
No,
then.
and I did not even have any sort of relationship or connection with him.
Tell us, how did you make it happen?
So I spoke to one or two people, my friends, and they're like, oh, let's write to the presidency, but let's write through an association that you belong to, like a film association that you belong to, because then it will carry more weight than you as a person just writing.
Yeah.
So we wrote through the Producers and Marketers Association, which I'm part of, and I went on holiday with my family. Lo and behold, we were on holiday in America, and we got a call that the president would like to premiere your film. I said,
my gosh.
Look,
Like,
what?
guys, you guys start writing letters, man. You never know.
Like you just write it and you think, you just let it go.
But you rather just do it than say,
Well,
oh, they won't answer
just
us.
do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. If
Because
they answer, you fine. If they don't answer, you didn't lose anything. It's paper and they just,
I love you.
that's all it took. Just writing
a letter.
And they were like, so you'd never know where people are at
I thought you were his cousin or
time.
something.
No. You never know where people are at a particular time. Maybe it was at the point where he felt it would be good to have a recognition with Nollywood.
Yeah.
You know what? It could have been that. And he did not even know who it was. It's the most amazing thing.
Serious?
I attended my premiere at Astor Rock as a guest.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have anything to do with preparation or whatever. I was invited once to the villa. I went because they needed to tell me how it would be and speak to me about it with his people. And they did. And how many hours is the movie? They sent me invites. I had to carry invitation to my own premiere.
Yeah. It just shows how distant
if not, I will
you
not
were
enter.
from the process.
If not, I will not be able to enter my own movie
I
premiere.
understand
You know. And then we got there that day. So they said the president had traveled, and he was coming back from Calabar or somewhere. He was commissioning something, and he was tired. And, he wouldn't be able to watch the whole film. He would just do 30 minutes, and he would leave. I said to them, he'll watch the whole film.
Oh, knowing what you had put in.
They were like, ugh. He will do 30 minutes and he will leave. I said he will watch the whole film. There's no way he will start this film and leave in 30 minutes, except I'm not the one that made this film. And they just looked at me like, what's this? What's wrong with this one? So they just shrugged, like, whatever. So they were like, oh, we're going to seat him in a way that, it'll be easy for him
to step out.
Anyway, long and short of the story.
Watch the whole thing.
The president came, so he was in a holding room. And then they said, oh, the president wants to see the director of the film. Then I walked in and he goes, oh, is he a woman? When you say director, people immediately think man.
Where's the man?
He was shocked out of his mind because the whole time he thought it was a man. So he's like, oh, is it a woman? I was like, yeah, I just knelt down on my two knees. I said, well brought up child.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a woman, sir. Thank you very much and everything. I was like, okay, all right. We'll see your film, no problem. And then we went and he sat through the whole film from beginning to end. And right in the middle of the film, because there was a part of the film where I'm playing two characters.
Yeah.
So, and then he goes, how did you do this? Are you a twin? Because it's like, are you a twin? I said, no. So how did you do that? I said, it's movie magic, sir.
Yeah.
And he stayed after the film and,
chatted.
They had a few conversations because they asked questions and all of that. And, it was just such a brilliant evening.
Amazing.
We all know what happened after that, but that's fine.
I'm awed at the fact that this was done at arm's length. You had no insider pushing your letter, nothing. No. Wow. So you've given a whole lot of us guts now to write those letters, walk into those parastatals.
Just do it. You never know. If they say no, fine. You didn't lose anything.
It's no big deal. Yeah, you didn't lose anything.
But then again, you just might get a yes.
Imagine. But, with getting such accolades with your first movie, it's only, pretty normal that most of your movies now, we see them in the cinema. There's already, you've set the bar so high. And someone is watching today and thinking, okay, I'm going to start, do my movie too, even though I don't have all the money. She said it, just start. A lot of these people would not be able to put it out there in the cinema. How else are they able to monetize, their movies, apart from being in the box office?
Okay, so not all movies go to the cinema.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Even in Hollywood, not all movies go to the cinema. Yeah. There are some movies that are made not to even, from the get-go, they're made not for cinema. They're like home videos.
So how's it monetized?
Yeah, so there are online platforms that you can put your movies, and so they pay for the rights to put your movies on those platforms. Okay. If you have guts, you can put it on YouTube for free, and then monetize it on
via
YouTube.
Your page.
Via your page.
That's an option.
You can sell it to places like African Magic, any of the the TV stations. They buy the rights to show the film.
That's
so they're options.
Quite a number of ways. It's so great chatting with you, and I'm sure you've inspired me. I'm going to be writing a whole lot of letters after today.
Right. So my sister, you just never know.
She said right, my sister. Thank you so much. It's been great chatting with you, but she's not going anywhere yet. When we meet our game changer, our corporate game changer, then Omoni will be going head to head with our corporate game changer. I don't know who's going to win the game. See you when I return.